live. Share the show, everybody. Back at it like a crack at it. Automatic like a Fomatic. Built from tragedy, made for static. It's your boy. Perfect Timing Podcast. Back with the blast. In and out with the dash. 2025 won't last. So we're going to do this real fast. How's everybody doing on this hump day? Hump day. How's everybody doing on this hump day, man? We got a good comment. Hey, man, it don't stop. For content creators, man, I mean, whatever you're doing, man, if you in content creation, if you put in your hours, if you put in the time to be a content creator, 2025 is going to be an awesome year for all of us because I'm telling you, man, it's content. I mean, every day it is something. And I am not joking. So I mean, whatever your stitch is, bro, the content is flowing every day. If you're in the relationship sector, whatever sector you may be in, bro, I've noticed that the content is everlasting, babe. So yeah, man, there's a lot of content out there coming out every day. Like we've been saying every day, we've been focusing on Trump's administration and highlighting it from a Black conservative perspective in a positive light. So, we've been saying how it hasn't even been 100 days and Trump is doing so much. And every day is something. So yesterday we talked about Jasmine Crockett getting a stern warning from the AG. And today, man, I don't know how to frame this, man. We're gonna research because I know a lot of people may be interested. This story is hot. The story is developing. The reason we're talking about it today is because the Atlantic, I don't know if I agree. Y'all let me know in the chat if you agree. But the Atlantic has released the actual text messages. So y'all know about the story. The story is there was a group chat, a signal chat. They had a White House debriefing the other day about the signal chat. Tulsi Gabbard, who I supported. I've always liked Tulsi Gabbard. She campaigned. I've actually seen Tulsi Gabbard when she campaigned. I think she's a great politician. Man, another great thing that Trump did is appointing Tulsi Gabbard. Because a lot of people, when she went through her confirmation, I was surprised at some of the questions she got. Tulsi Gabbard is a veteran, just a great all-around American. So Trump appointing her just was amazing. So when they did question them about the group chat, one of the things we learned is that the CIA had been approved to use Signal. Now, they weren't saying that Signal was 100% secure, confidential, but Signal was something that was loaded onto their cell phones. The app was loaded onto their cell phones and told them to use. So today we're very lucky because the Atlantic actually released the text messages. So we get to read the text messages and see if we believe that they are, if you think they are sensitive or secretive, or there's a couple questions. Number one, are the texts legitimate and valid in this group chat? Are the text messages actually legitimate war plans? Because they're saying war plans were leaked. How do we know they're not just messages, right? So number one, like I've been saying all week, when they said earlier that the Elon Musk, the release tape wasn't real, you're gonna have to prove it to me. If these were legitimate plans, where are the actual plans at the Pentagon that back up or precede these text messages? Because without that, they're just simply messages, right? So that's one question. We got Austin. Can you watch Goku? Shout out to the trolls. I want to say thank you. I was thinking about the trolls earlier, and I want to say to the trolls that this don't happen without you. So get your friends, man. We can talk about Goku. Go get everybody, Austin. Tell them come on over, man. We gonna get educated about politics in America and what's going on in the country. And if you know a lot about anime and you know about the characters, you probably should know who your president is. You probably should know about your cabinet. You probably should know about Marco Rubio. You probably should know some of these names. But if you just know anime, that's all good. But one So a couple things that are very important. Are they actually attack plans? They're gonna have the people. So the Democrats have been going crazy. Oh, they're attack plans. They war plans. They've been released. Okay. All I know is their text messages. So there's two things I want to know. Are they legitimately attack plans? You got to validate that by somebody at the Pentagon, somebody at the DOJ, actually validating the fact that, oh, these are the official plans. And he did actually text out plans that we gave him, that we read. There was a debriefing. Unless you can prove to me that there was a debriefing and there was plans, then we just have messages. That's number one. Number two is, how did this reporter get added to the group chat? A lot of us, this is a great, people, what was that TV show? We got Succession. What was the other TV show with the president? We got the one where the president was sleeping with that lady. There was so many TV shows, but this would be a great TV show, absolute great TV show as to how did this reporter, who's friends with the reporter, like the espionage, the propaganda, the dirty-handed, the triple cross, who gave who money, who agreed to add, who, you know what I'm saying, who may have accidentally left their cell phone down, who may have went on a date. You know how Veritas, you know, the Veritas group, they be going in, they go out on dates. I'm like, if I was a high profile CEO, I wouldn't go out on no dates with nobody. I'm doing all group dates. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if it's Veritas and that John dude coming to set me up. You know what I'm saying? So how many people don't know that, you know, how did the reporter get added to the chat? You know, was it some Veritas? So that's that right there. So couple things. How did the reporter get added to the chat? Third thing, who added the reporter to the chat? How did the reporter get added to the chat? Who added the reporter to the chat? And are they actually war plans? And beyond all these things. So we're going to discuss all this. We're going to read the war plans. We're going to discuss whether or not their actual validity and actual top secret. They could not be top secret. I mean, everybody in this group chat, besides, think about this. And this is our country right now. That's why I say we got to pray for Donald Trump for the next 4 years, because we want Trump in office and we want Trump to be as productive as he's been for the past 45 days. Now, think about the attack on this administration already. You know, we talked a lot about Barack Obama being black and how people were trying to stop Barack Obama, but Barack Obama got the Affordable Care Act passed, and Barack Obama had a very productive presidency. I don't remember Barack Obama being attacked the way Trump is being attacked right now on these issues, right? I mean, it hasn't been even 100 days, and already we got real espionage. I mean, we could downplay it. We could downplay it and say, oh, it's no big deal, but it's a big deal when you look at the participants of the group chat. I had who was in the group chat. So if you look at who's in the group chat, you say to yourself, okay, they're using Signal. The CIA gave them the Signal app, and then now we look at who's in the group chat. In the group chat is the Vice President, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, all officials, except for the reporter. So if that's true, if everybody in the group chat is official, right? If everybody is in the group chat is the people who's supposed to be in the group chat, and we're using an app given to us, loaded onto government phones. Like I work for Kaiser for a long time. When I work for Kaiser, let's share the show, everybody. Share the show. Let's share the show. Shout out to everybody watching, man. Thank y'all for watching, man. Thank y'all for all the support, man. Thank you for all the people who've been coming through, supporting every day. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful day in America. I just put up some great posts. So I need everybody to like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead and join Super Chat, Cash App, all that beautiful stuff. And we're going to have a good time today and have a good discussion. You know, I'm coming in a little bit in the afternoon. You know, I normally be on a little earlier than this. But, you know, for those of you who know my podcast, I used to run my podcast at 1 p.m. So a lot of my OG listeners, look for me at 1 p.m. So this is going to be great because the goal is to coincide both audiences. So the audiences that I've gathered and garnered in the early morning and in my previous audience from the afternoon podcast, I'm sure when YouTube gets around to throwing out the notifications, you know what I'm saying, that those two audiences will converge upon each other. But right now, I need y'all to go ahead and share the show and support the topic. You know what I'm saying? So we can get this conversation going. Like I said, we got the actual text messages we're going to read. We need some more people to get on in here, man. We need some more likes. You know what I'm saying? We need some more likes. We need some more likes. We need some more likes, baby. We need some more likes, baby. There we go. We need some more likes. We need some Elizabeth. What's up, Elizabeth? How you doing? Today's topic is about the Signal chat leak. So as you come in, let me know how you feel about Pete, him being appointed. So what's the background? Let's do a Wikipedia. Let's do a Wikipedia on Pete. I want to do a Wikipedia on Pete while we wait for YouTube to send everything out. Let's do a Wikipedia on Pete because people have been talking cash about Pete, saying he came from Fox. I did some research. I seen these corny tattoos. I'm gonna reserve my opinion on Pete until the end of the podcast. I want you guys to put in the podcast Hegseth. Is that how you say his last name? Put your opinion of Pete Hegseth because I got some word because we want Trump to be successful. We want JD Vance to head the political party after the next 4 years. We don't want the Democrats back in office. I mean, we cannot fumble the ball, you guys. We could not fumble the bag. We gave a mandate. Trump won with a mandate. We could not fumble the bag, bro. And these little things. This is what I'm noticing. What I'm noticing, right, is that Trump has so much on his mind to do that it could be problematic. Remember when we first talked about this? I got 10,000 views. I said Trump did not appoint Republicans or Democrats. Trump appointed Trumpsonians. I heard somebody say today that everybody in his cabinet is a loyalist. I'm like, okay, my podcast is getting out. Miss Perfect Timing, double tap, thumbs up. Listen to Miss Perfect Timing in the chat, man. Hit the like button, double tap, like, share, subscribe. I said Trump appointed Trumpsonians. All of his cabinet members are Trumpsonians. So today I hear on the Liberal podcast, all of Trump's cabinets are Trump loyalists. No, I called them Trumpsonians. And political party is not important right now. The citizen is important in the citizen's opinion. And basically, what has happened with all of these appointees is that you are skirting the fence, Trump, with your appeal to the citizens, right? Individuals like Pete Hegseth with all of his tattoos and his Fox News background. I like Dan Bonadingo, but Dan Bonadingo hasn't had the recent experience in that job. So what I would have liked to see for both of these people with these appointed positions is maybe for the first year or 6 months, they could have come in underneath the current person, right? Knowing that, hey, Trump is the new president. This is going to be my new guy, but I want him to come in under you and get his feet wet before we just simply put people who've been on Fox News into such important positions, right? Because what's paramount is the presidency, right? What's paramount is that Trump is successful and that we build up the RNC to have a great victory in the next 4 years and that we don't give the Democrats fuel, right, to run on. And what Pete has done with this very lackadaisical mistake is give the Democrats fuel. If you notice, the Democrats have grabbed onto this like red meat and they're not letting go. And it's not even validated that whether or not these are actually top secrets or they're actually war plans. We don't know that yet. We're going to read them today, but what I want to know from you is your opinion on this guy, Pete, right? Have you seen the tattoos? Have you seen this guy? I mean, come on, man. You know, like I said, I'm gonna reserve my opinion on Pete, but I need you to tell me in the chat what y'all think of Pete. Did you watch him on Fox News? Do you approve of all the "We the People" tattoos, the cross? You know, we pray here, right? And the other day I said, let me pray before anybody come in. A lot of people came in today before I could get my prayer off. But let me pray for everybody in the chat and everybody who will watch to be blessed and covered. And Pete has all these Christian tattoos, but that's contradictory to the Bible. I remember when I was young, I wanted a bunch of tattoos, and my grandmother said no, and because in the Bible it says you don't mark yourself up. But Pete has all these tattoos. He's this super Christian guy, so I'm like, I'm already questioning this guy, and now his ability for discernment. You know, before you text something like that, you need to make sure that the chat is secure. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even the homeboys. I mean, Kevin Hart. Shout out to Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart got this joke. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Hart talks about riding in the car, being on the car phone, and being in the car with the wife. And, you know, he has this close-knit group of guy friends, right? And they have a group chat. And one of these close-knit guy friends, the Plastic Cup Boy, calls the car, and they have to have a code, right? So to let each other know that my wife is in the car. We can't talk about war plans when my wife is in the car. So there's a code, right? You know what I mean? That has to be one of the things. Before, I don't know how Signal works. Maybe you guys could tell me. Anybody got Signal? I'm on my cell phone right now, so I can't go to the app store. But if you got Signal, tell me a little bit how Signal works. Like when I worked at Kaiser, you have a VPN, you have a RAS token, you have a secure network when you're dealing with the EMR at a hospital. Just anyone can log in to the Kaiser platform, right? Especially remotely, right? So when I'm remotely working, I got my RAS token. I got my RAS token, my VPN, so they're secure. It's a double, triple check, especially if you're remote. I got to be on a certain laptop. I can't get into the system if I'm not on a Kaiser laptop, right? Because like I remember how I talked about this the other day, like how we would be able to know if Biden did an auto pin. Like if Biden did an auto pin, Biden would have to use a certain government provided laptop, a certain secure VPN, a certain secure ID, a certain RAS token. Then we could track that auto pin and say, yes, not only did Biden sign the documents on the pardons, but we have it triple checked because he used the auto pin, a legitimate auto pin. When you say auto pin, I don't even think people understood what that meant. So when we doing a Signal chat, if I have to go through this at a hospital, if I'm doing a Signal chat with war plans, shouldn't it be the same that you got to put in some type of secure encryption? I would beg to argue that to receive my text at that level, at that level of encryption and importance, to receive my text, you should have to input a code. And that's a lot like how we do in IT. So for me, in order at an encrypted level, at a highly encrypted secure level, I have to input security in order to communicate. But on the other end, you just can't log in and receive the message because it's a secure message. I have to know, the message has to know it's you. So you have to log in and verify it's you so that you can receive the message. Now, I don't have Signal, but I'm just saying that this is not, we in 2025. I'm doing this 15 years ago. My RAS token this is old technology. This is not new. This is not today. This is 15 years ago with the RAS token and the VPN. So in 2025, you got to have something better, bro. I need to know how this reporter was added to the group chat. And what is Pete? The ball stops with Pete, bro. Like, I like how I love how Trump support his people. But the ball stopped with Pete, bro. Pete should have secured the chat. Straight up, Pete should have secured the chat. Hey, Didi, back in the building. What's up? Signal was downloaded on the government servers just weeks before the Signal was put onto their cell phones. Signal was downloaded on the government servers, and when, just like at Kaiser, I was given a cell phone, I was given a laptop, I was given a RAS token. When you have these high security jobs in tech and government, you're not using your own device. Think about you can't use your iPhone. If you come to work, you put your personal phone in the lockbox. You don't use your personal phone, and you don't take secure calls on your personal phone. You use the phone given to you. So not on DD is correct. Not only was that loaded on the servers, but it was loaded onto their iPhones that was given to them by the CIA, and the CIA briefed them. This was in the briefing. We can go to the tape. We told the Congress, he said, Congress, let me just explain to you something. When I got the job at the CIA, I was given devices, and Signal was loaded onto that device. Not only that, everybody coming in, hit the like button. A lot of people coming and going, not hitting the like button. I don't know what's going on today. Is everybody fickle? You know, it may be a Wednesday, it's raining in the weather, but y'all got to get it together, man. Y'all got to get it together, because like I'm feeling in the weather too. So if y'all don't get the support going and get the likes going and get the, you know what I'm saying, the chat, the podcast can't go, hit the like button, man. Didi said Biden couldn't remember how to get off stage. He didn't know how to, any law, exactly. So who was doing this for Biden? Who was doing this for Biden? Who was running the country those last few months? So again, back to our point, Didi. Signal had been loaded onto the servers, and Signal had been loading onto their government-issued device. At that level, you get a government-issued device. And then he said, now Congress, not only was I given a government-issued device, I was given the Signal app, and then I was instructed. When in my training, in my debriefing, I was instructed how to use the Signal app. Like a lot of us with these type of jobs, we this is not foreign in 2025. A lot of what you do is secure. I mean, even at a restaurant, you could work at a restaurant and you're just logging in to work. It's different than it was 20 years ago. They might got a computerized system. Some people can log in on the phone. Some people can log in on their watch. Just logging into work is very different. So when they get these government-issued devices with Signal loaded onto them, they're instructed that use Signal to communicate. This is what they told by the CIA. Use Signal to communicate. And now there's a question on how much security they said Signal had, but there's no question that the only reason, think about this, Didi, the only reason that Signal was used is because of what you said. It's because it was a government-approved app. So how can it be Pete's fault? How can it be Trump's fault when this decision wasn't made by a Trump administration? That might be how we get to the leak. That might be how we get to the leak. Didi, thank you for coming in and leaving that comment, man. See how I said a prayer? You know, the devil is a lie, man. The viewers is not up, but the people watching, thank you for that participation, man, because you make it all much better, man. And I like it, man, when people actually are real audience members and participate and listen and comment intelligent comments, because it helps the podcaster, bro. Do you think Donald Trump a marketing genius, and what you think about Donald Trump marketing strategy to win the election? Donald Trump famous book was The Art of the Deal. Donald Trump is a businessman. He makes deals. I think you getting caught up in the 2025, you might be young. You might be one of these millennial, you know, these 20-year-olds, but you might have heard Wallow or somebody with a podcast say marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like marketing is all that. Nah, that's 2025. Donald Trump didn't get to where he was about marketing. Donald Trump is wealthy. His father was wealthy and a governor. His father gave him millions of dollars. His father gave him influence and power. We talked about black privilege the other day. Donald Trump benefited from white privilege. Donald Trump is a blue blood. Donald Trump is not like you or I. Donald Trump comes from an old America, an America that people like you maybe don't know and don't understand. Number one, do you know what a blue blood is? Do you know Bill Clinton went to college in Europe at Oxford? Do you know what the skull and bones are? Do you know what a blue blood is? Trump is a blue blood. He's actually wealthy. He has a crest, a family crest in the lineage, always having wealth, a member of country clubs. Nothing about Trump. People like Trump don't need marketing. Billionaires don't need marketing. We're going to read the text. Billionaires don't need marketing, right? Think about it, man. He was born wealthy. Okay, to your question, does Barron need marketing to be successful in business? Think about Anthony Mackie in the interview he just gave on the Pivot podcast, where he said, we lie to our children. We tell our children, if you go to school, if you work hard, then you could be successful. And he said, that's a lie. Success is given. We tell people you work hard, you earn success. He said, that's a lie. Success is given. Barron doesn't need marketing. Barron Von Trump is a billionaire. Whatever he does will be successful. Trump is not a master marketer. He is a master at making deals. That's why the war with Putin, that's why with Zelensky, when Zelensky was in the room, Trump knew how to talk to Zelensky. Zelensky had been winning every discussion and debate with Biden and the Democrats. Immediately on television, Trump told Zelensky, don't tell us how we're going to feel. The art of the deal. You remember the TV show where he said, you're fired? Trump is a CEO and executive. The art of the deal. Zelensky, don't tell me you have no room to debate. Your country is blew up. You're not getting any more money and weapons from me. Do not try to come into office with the ultimate deal maker, Donald Trump, and tell me and dictate to me as president of the strongest, richest, most powerful country in the world how shit is going to go. No, I am the one who's going to set the parameters of the deal. Man, that was... Just in case you forgot who I was. Woo, Trump. Shout out Trump, boy. Zelensky, the whole world. Who next in the White House? Who else want to sit on this couch? Shout out to the trolls. From what I understand, there was no real information in the text to be concerned with. That's what I'm hearing. It's just something for the Democrats. And this is the thing about the espionage that makes it so scary. So the extent the Democrats are going to go to cripple this presidency when we need Trump so bad. We, as citizens, we have to do, it's not enough to be on YouTube. These trolls in the chat, you know, the people who not like hitting the like button, this is not a joke. This is serious. These efforts, like, I would be concerned. We should be concerned about how this reporter got added to the chat. Like, what's really going on in America, bro? Like we forget they tried 3 times to assassinate Trump before he got elected. BDBG in the building. How you doing? How you feeling? Salute, brother. Doing good this morning, man. We in here. Oh, it's an afternoon show today. We used to go live at 1, it's 2 o'clock, man. So we doing an afternoon show today. But think about the parameter. You know, there was I seen a picture today. It talked about, it said liberal protest versus a conservative protest. So the conservative protest was the Bud Light. And it had a picture of a supermarket and no one had purchased Bud Light. And they say, this is an example of conservatives who go to work, who believe in God, pay their taxes, love their family. I'm going to tell you that most Americans are conservative. Most Americans go to work every day, pay their taxes, go to church on Sunday, love their wife and love their God. So for conservatives, we don't want to be violent. We don't want to destroy anything because we believe in God. We believe in country. We love our fellow neighbor because that's in the Bible. So we stopped buying Bud Light, but we didn't blow up anything, right? So the conservative picture was Bud Light didn't get bought. But then they showed the liberals and how the liberals protest. And they showed Teslas on fire. Today I seen a fat dude got arrested for driving a four-wheeler into a Tesla. So when liberal Democrats protest, violence. Bricks magically appear in cities and windows and looting. During the BLM riots, I drove around. I live in the affluent area. So there shouldn't have been any looting. But I drove around, and guess who I saw coming out of Bed Bath & Beyond? Number one, the Container Store, Bed Bath & Beyond, is not in low-income inner-city communities. It's where we live. It's in the nice areas. So guess who I saw coming out of Bed Bath & Beyond? You guessed it, Karen. Karen coming out of Bed Bath & Beyond with bags. Karen coming out of the Container Store with bags. You understand what I'm saying? A troll is someone who doesn't hit the like button. You are lost, brother. Wish you the best. If you hit the like button, thank you. Let me get your ass up out of here. Let me get you up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Let me get you up out of here. You know what I'm saying? You down with this clown? Do you know what classified information is? Well, I'm just taking my time because YouTube is playing with my viewers. We're supposed to have way more viewers in the building, man. YouTube is playing with my viewers, so let's we just taking our time. Like, they don't want me to share the show. Every time I was listening to something, I was listening to a song, it was very motivational. It was Money Man. He talked about like effort and giving it all you got, and it still ain't enough. Like, it made me think about like being black in America. Barack Obama, we talked about black privilege and Barack Obama and him expressing these views, like, no matter what, it's never enough. So as a black content creator, I do a lot of research. And every time I figure something out, it's like that. That commercial with that old white man in the fishing pole, and he got the dollar bill. He said, almost got it. That's how I be as a black content creator, man. Almost got it. Almost got it. You black content creator, you almost got it. Every time I figure something out, I do shorts. And I start gaining subscribers, and YouTube say, oh, that you can't do that. I'm like, I see everybody doing it, but I got 1,000 followers, so YouTube said, no, you can't do it. So I say, okay. So I go do the YouTube schools, I do the research, and I say, okay, I use the AI, I do the thumbnails, and it worked. As soon as it worked, it's like they turn my TV off. It's like every time they turn my TV off. Like every time I figure something out to win, is like that old white man with that dollar bill comes up. Because I know a lot of content creators look at me and be like, because people be hitting me in my DM like, perfect, how did you do this? How did you do that? Like, they want to get to 1,000 subscribers. They want to get to multiple thousands of subscribers. I can't even help nobody because I don't want to tell nobody to do something that YouTube stopped me from doing. You know what I'm saying? I know other people do it. So I'll do something, right? Like, I've been doing the vertical live. So I went to YouTube school. YouTube school says do the vertical live. The vertical live has been working. Look at my view. I've gained subscribers, everything from the vertical live. But it should continue to roll. We should have more people in here today. But obviously, there's something going on in the background. You know what I was thinking about the other day? As I talked about syntax and comprehension, how many people know the definition of algorithm? Like, okay, this is what I posted. Let me go to my channel real quick. Let me show you what I posted. Let me share something with you what I posted today. Because I want to know, this is real shit. When we talked about the Department of Education, we're going to read the text, but I'm not in the rush to read the text because YouTube not pushing out my channel. So who I'm going to read the text to? Y'all can go read it yourself. So I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to roll me a joint and get the cussing because YouTube is playing with my mental, my head top. But look though, let me show you something about this. This is how we've gotten here in America, right? Remember I told you. So let me go to my post. Let's go to perfect post. I just put up 2 posts for What You Know Wednesday. This is gonna be a new thing I'm gonna do. Let's check out this. Because Tucker Carlson has a new podcast up talking about airplane pilots, and it's a great interview about why. Because my wife wants to go on vacation, she wants to take the kids on the airplane, and the airplanes keep falling out of the sky. So everybody is scared and concerned about flying on American Airlines. But Tucker Carlson had a great interview today with a female pilot, and they're talking about what happened at the FCC and DEI. And a lot of black men don't agree with DEI because DEI did not benefit black heterosexual men. They know that by the numbers. DEI came in under the Obama administration, and DEI was designed to expand and to get more LGBTQ and trans people hired. That's what it's about. And what you hear in the Tucker Carlson interview is that this white female pilot is saying that what's a problem at the airlines is the emphasis didn't go to black pilots. The emphasis went to trans pilots. And what you see happening is the FCC, again, taking on social issues and not prioritizing good flight habits, but trans and social issues. So when I talk about the algorithm, right? When I say algorithm, remember the other day we was talking about the Department of Education. And I talked about how many people and how many people are illiterate and the math scores, right? So DEI didn't help anybody, but DEI did help they got transgender pilots. You got to watch the podcast because what happened is the transgenders got Barney Frank in 2016 to change it. Okay. Let me real quick. Dr. Umar Johnson. We talked about Dr. Umar Johnson the other day. Dr. Umar Johnson, when he first came out, I had a lot of respect for him because, again, back to the Department of Education. Dr. Umar Johnson talked to us about how public schools under the Department of Education, think about this, public schools under the Department of Education were putting black boys in special ed for money. You see, y'all forgot about this because this is why Dr. Umar Johnson has been demonized. But you can link Dr. Umar Johnson and his rise to mediocrity directly to Trump attempting to close the Department of Education. See, when they talk about Trump saying that the Department of Education was just a way for people to steal money, no one ever really goes into what does he mean that the Department of Education was being used to steal taxpayer dollars? How? Well, special ed. And then what are everybody crying about the Department of Education? Special education. So they were in charge of special education on a federal level. You put black boys, remember I told you, black boys, white boys in rural America, because it's black boys in the inner cities of America. Listen now, it's black boys in the inner city of America, but it's white boys in the rural country of America, in the mountains, where coal mining used to be, but there ain't no more coal mining, ain't no more factories, so ain't nowhere for these white boys to work and they frustrated. So in the inner city, you put the young black boy in special ed because you don't want to deal with him. You afraid because you think all black men are violent, that black boy go in special ed, but the principal is down with it. The principal doesn't make that white teacher teach the black boy. But why? Dr. Umar Johnson said the principal wants the money. The principal wants the money. He knows that the white teacher is the problem. The white female teachers are getting away with murder, but Dr. Umar Johnson taught us that the reason why the system is complicit in that young, rambunctious, rural white kid being sent to special ed, so white boys ain't learning how to read, black boys ain't learning how to read. But that's not the end of the story. They being put in special ed so that the school can get double the amount of money. So this is why you get truancy. This is why Kamala Harris was putting black women in prison, because if you don't show up to school, then the school loses money. Every year the school gets allotted $12,000 for you to get her educated. But if you get put in special ed, then they get double that amount of money. So then the school has more money. I can pay out more teachers. I can buy more of this. I can do this. It's a whole boondoggle. No one ever talked about this. I even didn't even talk about it. It was so much to talk about with the Department of Education between Title I and Title IX. I had to educate my audience on Title I and Title IX. I didn't even get to the nuances of how they were actually stealing money. So when we talk about Dr. Umar Johnson, Dr. Umar Johnson is the one who brought to the lexicon this whole hustle. Hey, there's a hustle going on at public schools. And he said, if you are a black mother, and he didn't even say black, if you are a mother, single mother, because 75% we got this divorce rate out of the world, which is part of this problem, which everybody, this is why they want to push divorce in America, because everybody profits off the deterioration of the family, black and white family. Dr. Umar Johnson said, if you're a mom and your school is calling you, and you know your child is not special needs, but the principal is pressuring you to do an IEP, and they are threatening you with prosecution if they don't put your kid in special ed, Dr. Umar Johnson said, call me. I fell in love with Dr. Umar Johnson because I had dealt with this personally. I had dealt with this personally with teachers attempting to put a black child in special ed that was not special needs. And this is before I knew who Umar Johnson was. And I was able to fight that fight, and they weren't put in special ed. But when I found, and Umar Johnson gave that first speech, I learned why they were so adamant about getting black boys in special ed. It was about the money. Now, what they would say is that we're trying to help black boys. We're trying to help black boys is what they would say. I guess I'll see y'all tomorrow. Because it went down to zero. And after me having my success on YouTube, I can't play with myself no more. So I guess I'll see y'all tomorrow, and I'm not gonna keep this. Because we have 40 minutes and I haven't even got to my topic yet because YouTube keep bringing me down to 2, down to 0. I don't really know what's going on right now. Some days be like that on YouTube. And the thing about YouTube, when it be days like this, the thing you got to do is not get frustrated. But I'm not doing my topic. So if y'all want to hear about it, just leave. I'm not doing my topic. I'm not talking about Pete. I'm not going to read the text. I'm not going to do it for 2 people in here. And I'm taking this down. I'm taking this down. When this is done, I'm taking this down. Straight up. I don't know who YouTube think they playing with. I got a Patreon. I got a SoundCloud. This is a great topic too. This is a great topic for anybody. See, this is the thing about love and support. You know what I'm saying? The love and support got to be the same way. Because what's happening is you got, this is back to the liberals again. This is back to the liberals again. The liberals fighting. The liberals is fighting dirty. And if the Republicans only could focus on being white and racist, then, the Democrats is going to get back in office again. And this is the difference. I know there's a lot of people who want to scare blacks, right? About Trump being in office, right? And I agree. I see a lot of racist white people coming out the woodwork. There's a lot of racist stuff going on with Trump, but Trump is not racist. But I know how to deal with racists, right? This is the thing I would share with you. I would rather Trump, a Republican, be president, and I deal with racism and people who may judge me on my skin color. This is the thing about being a black American Negro, being a black man in America. My whole life, people have judged me on my skin color. So I already know how to handle that. I know how to present myself, and I know how to carry myself in a certain way that you're going to be forced. It's just like a Malcolm X. Like, we have seen examples where, and most of the people who do this are people who are not as intelligent as you, don't have the charisma and the character as you. So I know how to handle a racist or someone who's judging me simply on my appearance, because I was overweight as a child. I was also fat. So it's the same thing when you be fat. When you fat, people judge you because you fat and they think you slow. They think you stupid. They think you dumb. They think you lame because you fat. So I dealt with that. and being a big, I was in a big body, but that didn't make me unintelligent. That didn't make me slow simply because I was overweight. So I understood just from being overweight that people judge you, and there's a way to deal with that. Let's race. Let's fight. Let's have a contest. And immediately your image of what a fat person is was dispelled. And now you have to deal with me differently. Number one, I'm gonna kick your ass. Number two, I'm fast, I'm intelligent. Anything you thought a fat person is supposed to be simply because of weight, you're judging them. It's the same thing with skin color. Anything you think a black person is supposed to be, I dispel that in 2 seconds of my voice. But I tell you, man, I want y'all to check out my post, man. The Democrats is fighting dirty, and people like the Republicans. If y'all want to win, y'all gotta fight back. Cause so what's happened this morning is the evil, and there's good and evil. So what happened this afternoon is you got some evil people. I guess it's a lot of evil people on lunch right now, and the evil people is playing with my podcast. And it's just like, I don't even do that. If it's somebody on YouTube who I don't like, I just don't even watch them. You know what I'm saying? If it's somebody on YouTube I don't like, I just don't even watch them. So trying to there we go. But it's weird what's been going on lately, man. We already won. And then the level of intelligence. So I was talking about intelligence, the lack of intelligence in America. Check out what I posted today. This is what I posted today. Did you know Wednesdays with Perf? Y'all look for this every Wednesday. This is going to be a new thing I do. In 2022, 84% of Black fourth graders nationwide did not read at a fourth grade proficiency level. Among eighth graders nationwide, 91% of Black students tested below proficiency in math. This right here is the racial index score. Out of 1,000 points, Black boys score the lowest. Out of 1,000 points, you see American Indian with 418. Who scores the highest in America? I mean, this is the thing about the trolls. You know what I'm saying? A troll is someone who didn't hit the like button. This is the thing about the trolls. Who scores number one in America? This is going to be every time. Asians. Whites are behind Asians every time. Every time you do this, whites are behind Asians. So I don't understand why whites are so upset at Black Americans. There's no comparison. We can't compete. Black Americans at 300, whites are at more than double that. So there's no fear of Black Americans with 30 million to 300 million. It's bullying, and it's low frequency. And you know what the sad part is? When whites have spent all this time, blah, 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 with Blacks, Asians have kicked your ass. And now the country is leaving, and it's hurting Black and whites, and this is our country. The Asians is number one across the board, financially, education, everything. The Asians is kicking our ass. I don't think we should be arguing as brothers anymore. I don't think I should have all these trolls in the chat. I don't think we should have all these trolls in the chat. If anything, why are you upset with Black Americans? There's no threat from Black Americans. It's the oddest thing to Black people. It's the oddest thing to Black, and it's at your own detriment. It's at your own detriment. You see these numbers here, and the white number is getting lower. This is the part that they don't share. The white number is getting lower. The Asian number is getting higher, and the white number is getting lower. Do you guys know that? Our scores are going down, their scores are going up because they believe in family. Our scores are going down, their scores are going up. Like, we're focused on the wrong things. Like, what makes us laugh? I know it's a perversion from the last 4 years. There's this perverted thing that's happened from the last 4 years where we laugh at pain and the country is dying. I don't think anything is laughable about these scores. I don't think anything is laughable about no one knowing about it. I don't think anything is laughable about people not understanding the ramifications of the Department of Education and how the Department of Education help public schools steal money and keep scores low so they can get more money, how they could boost payments to teachers, to the teachers union, and no one ever talked about it. Why did it take Trump, a billionaire, someone who can send his kids to private school? Think about that. When they say Trump don't care about you, Trump has to love you. Why would Trump care? It's not enough money. When we talk about those, the Department of Education is not enough money for Trump to care. The only reason Trump is caring about the Department of Education, because just like he had that brain cancer child, Trump cares about the kids, bro. His Barron go to private school. None of his kids will ever see a public. Barron's kids will never see a public school. Why would Trump care about public schools? If only the idiots in my chat would think like Donald Trump. If only the idiots in the chat, if only the racists would think like the damn president. He shouldn't care about public schools. He's a billionaire. None of his kids have even seen a public school. You think he cares? You think he wants to close a public school to affect you? Do you understand the billionaire will still have a great job whether or not your public school is successful or not? Doesn't affect the billionaire class. Let's say they make the public school the best it could be. Let's say Donald Trump get rid of the department. You still can't compete with Barron. You just can't. Why do you, it's just this, it makes no sense to troll and to say idiotic things in the chat of an adult who's here to help you. No one, this is the problem. You've been too busy listening to Charlemagne, to The View, to idiots. You've been listening to idiots. So that's why you're all idiots. Everyone is an idiot. My chat is full of idiots. It's like an idiot farm. It's like YouTube. I tell you, so this first started with the question about algorithm. And this is the bad part about the vertical live. I can't block people. I want to be able to get rid of people because these people are just horrible people. I got people with wrenches. My people with wrenches don't even do their job, man. So Tucker Carlson did this interview with this great female pilot. Check out this other statistic. I need y'all to subscribe to the channel so you see these posts. Subscribe to the channel, join the channel, you can see these posts. Every Wednesday we're gonna do this Wednesday thing. And y'all don't worry, the trolls gonna be back. What I learned about the trolls, they got multiple IDs. So they'll find another ID and come back because they have fun. I don't know. When I was 13, I was selling dope. I was in the gang. I was stealing cars. I was robbing little punks like you. I wasn't on the internet playing with people, grown people. Like, I don't see how this is fun. Like, I was outside, man. I was off the porch. At 8 years old, I got arrested for the first time. So I would, if I had a cell phone and I was your age, I'd be making money with my cell phone. Like y'all just like, like trolls. It was cool in 2022. Trolling was cool in 2022. You know what I'm saying? That was in the pandemic because you couldn't go nowhere. So you stay in the house and you troll people online. Today is sad, bro. If you got a cell phone, do you know what I'm doing with my cell phone right now? I'm making money with my cell phone, right? I'm online. You listening to me, trolling me. My goal is profiteering with my cell phone. You are just jacking off with your cell phone. You are basically masturbating with your cell phone. You might as well go to a porn site. It's sick. It's perverted. And it's in 2025, you need help because you could go outside. Because you could go outside. You couldn't go outside before the pandemic, but you could actually go outside now. You can play pickleball. It's a sunny day. It's spring. Summer's on the way. I mean, wow. I mean, you could create your own content. You could do a rebuttal video. You could do a response video. You could do so many things right now. You're a free American with the power to do anything, but you want to troll another YouTube content creator. But it's not 2022. It's not the pandemic. You're not locked in the house. You're in the house by choice because you have no friends. You have no life. And you have nothing better to do. It is sad in 2025. Do you understand that? It is sad in 2025. In 2022, it was okay. Got away with it in 2022. People let it ride in 2022. You're in the house, in the basement, playing with yourself, your perversions. Great in 2022. Got away with it. In 2025, you need help, bro, because you could go outside. It's hilarious at this point. You can literally go outside. So my other did you know Wednesdays with Perf. In 2023, Black Americans represented about 3% of the total workforce of aircraft pilot and flight engineers. That's the scary part. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor statistics indicating a significant lack of diversity in the aviation industry, with only 1% of being Black women. So only 1% of pilots are Black women, only 3% of pilots are Black, period, including Black women. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that 92.4% of commercial pilots in the U.S., let's hit the button, Let's read it again. Labor statistics reports that 92.4% of commercial pilots in the United States identify as white, with only 3.9 being Black. Y'all remember when Elon Musk and Tucker and all them was talking about the planes are crashing and all this, and they were like DEI and Black and inserting race. Remember I said the other day, people be needing an evil white man or a magical Negro to blame real problems. We got real problems at the FCC. There's a reason why planes are flying and falling out of the air, but they had nothing to do with race. Most times, whenever you hear race interjected, it's never a racial problem. It's just a scapegoat. So Elon Musk, Tucker Carlson is saying all of this had to do with race. I just debunked it. But you know what? The thing is, this wasn't hard to find, but how many people actually type a bong in the building? Whoa, that's my people. All right, seeing you in a minute. Good to see you, man. I said that when I go live in the afternoon, my goal, my prayer was that my afternoon audience, because I used to go live at 1 p.m. with merge with my morning audience. It's 3 p.m. on the West Coast. I didn't even know it was that late. Oh, man, God is so good because, hey, Tampa Ball, these trolls have been trolling your boy, but it's like, it's almost time for me to go pick up my son. That's the best part of my day. Like, I live in a beautiful HOA community. These trolls don't live like I live. You see this window, outside my window is beautiful park. I live on the park place, if you ever played Monopoly. And right there is my son's school. Like I can watch my son play. God is so good, man. I'm so blessed, man. Like every day. Like people don't like me because I pray. You have no idea why I pray. The other day I was thinking about my cousin. He passed away. He didn't pass away Like he passed away. Like I've been losing a lot of people. My cousin I just went to a funeral. My cousin passed away. He was 48. He had a cigarette lighter in his chest. Like when we was young, there was like, I just posted something on Instagram, right? And this lady said, "You know why they don't invite you out?" He said, "Because you don't do coke." He said, "You want to be invited out, you got to do coke." And then they start inviting you out. She said, "That's why I'm at home, because I don't do coke." My cousin, I got a lot of family members who died from substance abuse addiction. So he had a heart problem because of his addiction, and it caught up to him. He passed away. The cousin I was bringing up, he passed away. I don't want to say it was, they say he fell asleep in the hot tub. One of my last times seeing my cousin, he had a stack of obituaries on the cable box. It was about 50 obituaries of all these funerals we had been to, of all the people we grew up with. And he had expressed, now I looked up to him. He taught me so much about the streets. He helped me, he would protect me. So I looked up to him. He's not here anymore. And he had expressed to me, and when you have, excuse me, I get choked up. When you have someone you look up to, and they express emotion, because I never saw him express emotion unless it was for me, to protect me. That's the only time I saw him with emotion, is when he got upset because someone tried to do something to me. So when I saw him express emotion at the fact that he didn't want to go to any more funerals, and how impactful all those deaths had been on him, that is the last memory that resonates in my head. So when I pray, and I give thanks, like Tampa Bong, I pray for you. He said it's 6 a.m. here in the Philippines. I pray for you, brother. I thank you for your support, number one. I was thinking about you the other day, because I didn't write down, when you put in the chat, you put down the names of Japan and China before they changed them. I was thinking about you the other day. I was like, damn, why didn't I write that down? Tampa Bong, put that shit in the chat, and I didn't write it down. So I'm glad you showed up, because I had you on my heart and my mind. I don't know if everybody's like that, but I always think of you guys, Hot Sauce, even Roger. I think about everybody, and I pray that everyone's Nameless, the protagonist. He be in my DM on Instagram, so I keep in contact with Nameless, and he just had a live stream the other day. So God bless all you good brothers, the real Black Manosphere. And when I pray, it's because I grew up in a time in America during the drug war, crack war, I don't know what you want to call it, but it literally was a war in the American streets, where there were Israeli and Russian Uzis, Israeli Uzis and Russian AKs. Today, everything is so nice and pretty, Glock 26, Glock 19, and I got a beam. And no, man, I didn't grow up with that. I grew up, it was scary. They're scared to go outside. They're scared to go. You'll be scared to go outside. I remember Black Ram was talking about one time where he was outside, but some kids would be scared to go outside. I don't blame anyone who grew up when I grew up who was scared to go outside, because if you ever heard an Israeli Uzi or a Russian AK-47 chopping up an inner city block, it's not like the switch. It's not like the, no, it's military. It's scary. It's loud. It's ringing. It's thundering. An AK-47 from Russia, because Russia was the first one in a war in Afghanistan for 20 years. Did y'all know that? Russia went to Afghanistan first and lost and left. The same way Biden left Afghanistan and left all that shit, billions of dollars, and got ran up out of there, and Americans got killed and people were trying to jump on the plane. Russia did the same shit. 20 years they spent in Afghanistan. And then they took our tax dollars and did the same goddamn thing and didn't accomplish nothing. Nothing. They didn't accomplish anything. But you know what did happen? Russian AK-47s ended up in the inner city as a part of Iran-Contras and Ronald Reagan's inner city war to fund his war, the Contras, the Contranistas, and the real Rick Ross, who made $1 million a day. When my mother was on controlled substances, my uncle was on controlled substances, and they filled up San Quentin with my uncles and my brothers and my cousins. And the park where I used to play turned into a night of the living baseheads. How low can you go? Base. How low can you go? Death row. What a brother know. Once again, back, it's the incredible. Y'all have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? Base. I'm talking about base. How low can you go? Death row. What a brother know. Scary, blood. Scary. Our rappers sounded like fucking horror movie preachers. Fucking Chuck D sounded like a horror movie preacher. I'm talking about bass. How low can you go? Death row. What a brother know. Once again, back, it's the incredible. Come on, man. Night of the living bassheads. Night of the living bassheads. I grew up in a time with zombies. You ever see Philadelphia? What's it, Kensington? Everybody be scared. They just be laying over. They can't move. I grew up in the night of the living bassheads. Bass. How low can you go? Death row. What a brother know. Once again, back, it's the incredible. I'm talking about bass. Night of the living basshead. So when I pray that and I thank God for my brother Temple Ball, and I thank God for my life, and I thank God that my son got to walk through a park with no bassheads, no drug dealers, no gangbangers, no guns, no violence. You know what? Dog shit. That's the extent of the of the obstacles that my little 7-year-old must face. Not to step in dog shit. Pickleball, soccer. There is a semi-pro professional soccer team who pays the HOA to play soccer in this park. Because of that, the park is manicured. Green like a golf course and manicured. They mow the lawn 3 or 4 times a week for the soccer games. The kids who play soccer in this park, they pay $1,300 to $1,500. Yes. Thousands of dollars to play in an intramural sport team that's not part of their school, not scholastic. Their parents park BMWs and Range Rovers in my fucking garage every fucking weekend. That's why I pray, because I came up from base. What a brother know. That's why I pray and say, thank God. Thank God. Thank God for the people in the chat. Thank God for the people who listen and participate, cover them, pray for them. That's why I pray for them 50 obituaries. That's why I pray for them 50 obituaries. For my multiple cousins who didn't make it to 50 years old. For my multiple cousins who shit. That's why I pray. Remember MC Hammer? That's why we pray. Pray. That's why we pray. Pray. We got to pray just to make it today. That's why we pray. Pray. That's why we pray. Pray. You got to pray just to make it today. Oh, man, y'all don't know nothing. I swear to God, y'all listen to too many YouTubers who haven't lived. They didn't grew up in their mama basement. They don't know no life. They ain't seen no strife. No, what I say every day, I say, back at it like a crack addict. Do you hear what I say when I come on? I say, back at it like a crack addict. Automatic like a phlegmatic. Blocker, blocker, blocker. Back at it like a crack addict. Automatic like a phlegmatic. Built from tragedy. Made from static. It's your boy, Perfect Time. You motherfucking bitches, you. You motherfucking bitches, you. Y'all think it's just words. It ain't words, nigga. It ain't words, nigga. I made it up. It sound good, but it ain't words, nigga. Back at it like a crack addict, nigga. Every day with the trolls, nigga. With the YouTube algorithmic hate, nigga. Back at it like a crack addict, nigga. Back at it like a crack addict, nigga. Built from tragedy, nigga. Fuck the algorithmic racism. Built from tragedy, nigga. Built from tragedy. Built from tragedy. I'm back at it. Automatic. Bam. Blocker, blocker, blocker. I'm automatic like a fomatic. I'm back at it. Nigga. It ain't just words. That's why I come across the way it come across. It ain't, this nigga really back at it like a crack addict, man. This nigga really back at it like a crack addict, man. This nigga really is built from tragedy, man. This nigga really automatic like a phobatic. Put something in the chat. This nigga know about it. He know about it intelligently. He's speaking about it. He on cue. He on topic. He back at it, man. Automatic, man. Built from tragedy, man. Yeah, in a real way. Top of the mid-morning from an OG perspective. Yeah, it's different than anything on YouTube. Different than any other brother. Hey, Tampa, I'll be listening to the Lapeef. I try to follow the Lapeef show. They be having this something called King Talk. And I'm like, well, how do you have King Talk with no kings on the panel, nigga? Everything you talking about is old hat for the Black Manosphere. Tampa Bone been on these panels. Y'all talking about all this old shit every damn day. Black Manosphere been around 20 years talking about King Talk and why black man this and relationships. Everyday relationships. Everyday relationships. We still on, hey, it's like, you still on pebble grabbing? That's how, I guess all black people, everybody that look at black men got to be like, y'all still on pebble grabbing? Y'all ain't figured out relationships yet? Y'all haven't figured out how to commune with other human beings yet? Shit! How y'all gonna get to the stars, moons, and quasars? Y'all ain't even figured out relationships yet? That's what y'all doing with Web 3? Web 3.0? Crypto? H-bar, that's what we do in relationships. With all the cryptocurrency, with all of the, quantum computing, crypto knowledge in the Black Manosphere, your niggas are still stuck on pussy. I don't want to hear nothing about no crypto from a nigga still stuck on pussy, still worried about relationships, and pussy is paramount. Pac said it's power and position. I'm talking to my audience about the proximity to power. I said to my audience, did you see Elon Musk in the White House? I said, it's not about whether or not the J.D. Vance leaked audio is real. I said, it's about the fact that the J.D. Vance audio had a platform. The J.D. Vance audio had a platform because of proximity to power. We all saw Elon Trump in the White House, in the Oval Office, standing next to Trump. Elon Musk was standing, Trump was sitting, and J.D. Vance was in the peripheral. Depending on what news you saw, J.D. Vance wasn't even in the shot. I brought up Instagram models. I brought up Instagram models who know physicality, proximity to power, how to pose. You think it was soft? Trump even said that the following day, let's do a photo shoot with the Tesla in front of the White House, and said anybody who harms a Tesla. That is proximity to power. I said Elon Musk is not going to run for president. I said J.D. Vance is going to run for president. J.D. Vance is going to be the leader of the Republican Party. So it doesn't matter if the recording is actually valid or not. What matters is the proximity to power, and that we don't see J.D. Vance next to Trump enough. We see Elon Musk next to Trump too much. And I don't hate Elon Musk, but I love the Republican Party because I don't want the Democrats to get back in fucking office. And it's important how people see J.D. Vance. It's important how people see J.D. Vance. Proximity to power is important. your positionality. It's important. When I said when you have dinner, Tampa Bong is an executive. Let's read this. In Japanese, Japan is called Nihon, which can also be pronounced Nippon and translates to the origin of the sun. In Chinese, China is Zonggu, Middle Kingdom of Central State. So this is coming from a previous conversation that me and Tampa Bong had. But Tampa Bong is an executive, right? I forget what I was talking about now because I started reading that. That was an interesting conversation we had. What was I talking about? Yeah, y'all hit the like button as y'all come in. Y'all heard about Jackie Robinson getting taken out the Pentagon? They put it back. If y'all heard about Jackie Robinson being purged from the Pentagon, they put it back. A lot of people are not going to tell you about that story. Pentagon restores purge Jackie Robinson article after outcry. A lot of people, the news is all about propaganda, and the one thing that'll get everybody upset is race. I don't know why in 2025 we stuck on race. I don't know why we stuck on race in 2025, but the one thing that get everybody upset is race. I'm trying to talk about, I came here today to have a conversation about the signal chat, and I got blasted by racists. We couldn't even get to the signal chat. Racism is such paramount. This is why a lot of people, the Democrats, have so much fodder when Trump is president, because white people don't know how to act. And I believe it's because white people have been disenfranchised so much that when Trump is president, they just start acting crazy. But we couldn't even have a talk about the signal chat because I got bombarded with racists. I got bombarded with racists, so we can't have a talk about the signal chat. That can't happen for 4 years. If you love Trump, if you love America, you can't be that stupid. You can't let racism ruin this opportunity to make America great again. But I just don't have faith in white America. I don't, bro. I don't have faith in white America. It's sad. It's sad. They just gonna ruin it. Just like they did on January 6th. That was the dumbest shit. You almost ruined it for the Republicans for the next 20 years. That's not how you fight politically. You don't do January 6th. Thank God Trump got won again and getting pardoned people. But that was the most asinine shit. Even if you think I don't think Biden won. I think Biden and them stole the election. But that shit that y'all did was asinine, and you could have fucked up the RNC for the next 20 years and left us stuck with them motherfuckers. And left us stuck with them goddamn Democrats because of one bunch of stupid good old boys want to rush the goddamn White House. And they was going to use that to take over the goddamn world. So please get your shit together, white boys. Shit. Taking down Jackie Robinson. This is what it says. Last week, it was discovered that an article about Jackie Robinson, the civil rights prisoner who broke Major League, a civil rights pioneer who broke Major League Baseball's color barrier in 1947, was removed from the United States Department of Defense website as part of Trump's administration purge of materials deemed related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, we all know DEI, that had nothing to do with black men. So this is the part that can ruin it for us. This is the part that could put a fucking hole in the Republican Party for the next election. Stupid shit like this. DEI, this didn't have nothing to do with DEI. Why remove Jackie Robinson? It's baseball. America is built on baseball. Just the fact that it was the MLB that was dumb to do that. It was just dumb because it's baseball. It's America. You don't play with baseball in America. People love Jackie Robinson. They don't care if he was black or not. Damn, that was dumb. The article, which published in 2021 as part of a series of veteran athletes, sports heroes who outlines Robinson's life story and contributions to the civil rights movement, including his 1944 court-martialing for refusing to move to the back of an army bus while serving in the military. God forbid Jackie Robinson, one of the greatest baseball players of all time, had to go through racism. Did y'all see? Dude, y'all know the Negro Leagues. I played one of my mother's favorite baseball characters, and he talked about the Negro Leagues, and he talked about Reggie Jackson. The light, he talked about being at that celebration, but he said, when I played baseball, and I was on the Yankees, he said, I remember going into sundown towns in the South and they refused to feed me. And thank God that he had a team full of Americans. You know, all this week I've been talking about how great America is, that America is great because we all love each other. We all brothers. Well, he said that the only reason I got to eat is because the white brothers on the baseball team said that if he can't eat, then none of us is going to eat. That's how racism changed. That's how America changed. Like, that's why it's so hard when I see the people in the chat, because like, we need each other, bro. We need each other to change. We need each other to win. And it's a serious time in America. It's just sad. He said I would not be able to eat. If the rest of the non-black players would have been racist or just didn't care, he wouldn't have been able to eat dinner. And he may have not been able to play as well the next day. But they said everybody eats in America. Yeah, man. So a lot of you who heard about the Jackie Robinson story, and this is the thing they do to make you upset. I don't know why it's working in 2025, but they want us to be racially charged in 2025. So they may not tell you, but it's back up. It's back up. So a lot of people complain in the Pentagon that they put it back up. So the article with Jackie Robinson is back. You won't hear that on Fox and CNN. I bet you dollars to donuts that people still report that Jackie Robinson was taken down as a way to go attack Trump. But that's not true. It's not true. It's back up. So here it is. Here it is. Didi was in the chat earlier. Thank you, Didi, for hanging out. Here are the attack plans that Trump advisors shared on Signal. So y'all, let's see if they are secret. On Monday, shortly after we published a story about a massive Trump administration breach, a reporter asked the Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth why he had shared plans about a forthcoming attack on Yemen in a Signal messaging app. Keep reading. Are they put it behind the paywall? Did they put it behind the paywall? To read, they put it behind the paywall. They put it behind the paywall. Let's see if we can find it somewhere else. They put it behind the paywall. Let's see if we can find old boy. He responded. Pete Hegseth responded. I got his response. Let's go to that. And then we're going to look up, after we see Pete Hegseth response, then we're going to look up the actual, so they put it behind the paywall. I'm not mad at them for putting it behind the paywall.
What a beautiful day. It's always a beautiful day when we're on the road talking to the troops and actually in real time reestablishing deterrence. You see, that's what President Trump has charged the Defense Department with doing. Reviving the warrior ethos, rebuilding the military, which we're doing in real time, and reestablishing deterrence. And that's why we're heading out into the Indo-Pacific to talk to our allies and partners and meet with the troops. And anybody that knows me for years and knows President Trump knows how much we love the warriors. That's what it's about. The men and women who serve, who do the tough, difficult, gritty, dirty work that most Americans will never know about, but we have the privilege of seeing and understanding the courage and skill of what they do. I'm going to go see that for the next couple of days. We also have seen it on full display in what's been done to the Houthi terrorists and what they're trying to do to close freedom of navigation. So you see, under the Biden administration, we let our troops and our ships and both warships and commercial ships get shot at to no consequence. What does that look like? That looks like weakness. And what President Trump has said is peace through strength is back. We will reestablish deterrence. That's not acceptable. And our ongoing campaign against the Houthis has been devastatingly effective. Now, as I said to this group a couple of times on this trip, now as we move to the Indo-Pacific to do our job, which is what we're here to do, nobody's texting war plans. Well, I noticed this morning out came something that doesn't look like war plans. And as a matter of fact, they even changed the title to attack plans because they know it's not war plans. There's no units, no locations, no routes, no flight paths, no sources, no methods, no classified information. You know who sees war plans? I see them every single day. I looked at them this morning. I looked at attack plans this morning. You know who does attack plans and war plans? Men like that admiral right there, Paparo for the Indo-Pacific, or Eric Kurilla, our general in CENTCOM. They do attack plans and war plans. And thank God we have those leaders who do it and do it well, and our enemies know it. My job, as it said atop of that, everybody's seen it now, team update is to provide updates in real time. General updates in real time. Keep everybody in.
Ain't that what I said earlier? Ain't that what I said earlier? I said a couple things that's very important. If you want this Trump presidency to be successful, I want Trump to be successful. Couple things that's very important. How did that reporter get added to the chat? Is it even legal? Because like I stated, this was a CIA phone. Signal was loaded on. Didi was in the chat earlier. Didi already reported that Signal was loaded onto their servers, and they already reported to the Congress that Signal was put onto their cell phone, and they were debriefed to use Signal as a messaging system. Like you might use WhatsApp. They were giving cell phones, and they were giving Signal, and they were directed to use Signal. But like I said earlier, if you have if there were attack plans, if they were legitimate war plans, just like Pete said, do you know there would have to be physical plans to back that up? It's very easy if you're a reporter and a journalist and you want to say that these were war plans and attack plans. They got to be created by an admiral. They would have to have an admiral or general's name on them, and then there would be paper plans to support this text message. So it not just simply the text message, it wouldn't be enough to convince the American public if they had intellectuals that these were attack plans. Okay, he may be talking about official attack plans, but like he said, are there coordinates? Are there certain infantries? Are there certain names? Are there certain missiles? No, none of that is in there. If they just said we're gonna beat up a homeboy down the street coming up, that's not an attack plan. He just described what an attack plan is. And I bet you if you go to West Point, and I got my brother Tampa Bomb, shout out to my brother Houthis, who went to these type of Ivy League schools. If you go to West Point, just like there's a way to write a schematic, there's a way to write a workflow. I use Visio. I use Visio when we used to design workflows. I'm a project manager by trade, logistics and project management. A lot of you might not know the Microsoft app Visio, but if you ever had to create a flow chart, then you know Visio, right? So I would beg to differ and bet dollars to donuts that there is an actual protocol of what, i.e. war plans look like. And there's actual probably a app, a software, and bullet points that you have to hit. Like this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, so that everybody knows how to interpret it. The location, the target. And that's not going to be on a cell phone text message. That's not going to be on a cell phone text message. But everybody wants you to believe that war plans were text. Look, can we find the text messages? Let's see if we can find the text messages, y'all. Because Atlantic put it behind the paywall. He said, ain't no war plans. And then everybody's pushing everybody to the Atlantic, but come on, Atlantic. Come on, Atlantic. Can we get the leaked text? Put in the super chat. Put the link in the super chat. Where can we find it for free? Put the link in the super chat where we can find it for free. What a day, boy. What a day at the park. What a day at the park. What y'all had for lunch today? I had some Greek yogurt. So I read this thing about men my age, and it was almost like a Greek diet. So I've been doing Greek yogurt, granola. I did not know. So I've been doing the Greek yogurt, right, and the granola. I did not know that granola.
Frame this story today as classified war plans.
I did not know that granola had so much calories in it.
Leaked onto an unsecured app.
National security snafu. Snafu's an understatement. This debacle.
Their involvement in that group chat.
It was all anyone was talking about. The group chat between Trump's vice president, his top aides, and a journalist. The editor of The Atlantic magazine added to a chain on Signal, a messaging app, where war plans were being discussed. 2 hours before these strikes on Houthi rebels in Yemen, a text landed with details of targets and timings. The president now defending his team and excusing this stunning security breach.
If it was up to me, everybody would be sitting in a room together. The room would have solid lead walls and a lead ceiling and a lead floor. But, you know, life doesn't always let you do that.
Then the national security advisor, who seemingly invited the reporter into the group, now blaming, well, the reporter.
There's a lot of journalists in this city who have made big names for themselves, making up lies about this president.
The hearing will come to order.
2 of those in the group chat were interrogated at the Senate. National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard and head of the CIA John Ratcliffe. This hearing was pre-programmed to look at worldwide threats, but the focus now on the danger within.
Senator, I'm not going to get into this.
Why are you going to get into the specifics? Is it because it's all classified?
Because this is currently under review by the National Security
Because
Council.
it's all classified? If it's not classified, share the text now.
Questions abound about possible incompetence and certainly recklessness within Trump's cabinet. But the messages also reveal a curious dynamic between him and the vice president. J.D. Vance, publicly so supportive, but privately disagreeing with the president, saying he wasn't sure Donald Trump.
What is that? So vice president, I'm not sure the president is aware how inconsistent this is with the message on Europe right now. Wow, okay.
Was aware how inconsistent this is with his message on Europe right now. Then making his disdain for European allies clear. I just hate bailing Europe out again, he says, referring to how the strikes on the Houthis would benefit a European ship.
Wow. Okay. So how is this war plans? It's not good that this is out. I mean, it's not good, but this is not war plans. And this is like a liberal reporter just hoping and doing a takedown on Trump. This is another takedown. This is just another propaganda takedown. And JD, what are you doing, brother? What are you doing, brother?
Shipping route. Defense Secretary Hegseth agrees, saying he fully shares Vance's loathing of European freeloading.
Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? Tampa Ball, did you notice? Tampa, did you know that this was the thing? That they are having issues with Europe. Let's just make sure our messaging is tight here. And if there are things we can do up front to minimize risk, Saudi oil facilities, we should do it. So as we discuss who was running the presidency when Kamala Harris was the vice president, this J.D. Vance. This J.D. Vance behind Trump back. So this, oh man, was Kamala doing shit like this? Like, oh. What is going on? It's not war plans. Hit the like button. Everybody coming in, hit the like button. I can't stand y'all not hitting the like button. Hit the like. Somebody in the chat, when y'all see the numbers go up, first thing I need somebody do in the chat that love me and say, hit the like button, hit the like button. As you come in, it's free. Hit the like button. Yo, I don't know how much soft power is in the office of the vice president. You know, we talk a lot about the JFK files have been released. You know, when we look at LBJ, when we look at Nixon, you know, with Trump being in office, one thing I love about Trump being in office is that we discuss American politics, American history, American presidents. If you discuss these, there's so much to learn and unpack about our country when you discuss these American presidents. And one thing I think that doesn't get enough light and enough discussion is the office of the vice president, right? Like straight up, bro. Like if you going back to the Kennedy assassination and Herbert Walker Bush being there, and then his sons being president, like this stuff gets like, and then LBJ being Nixon's vice president, and then LBJ becoming president after Nixon, and then everything that LBJ installed. Again, when they attempted to install Kamala, people acted like that wasn't the first time that's ever happened in the country. If you go back to LBJ, if you look at New York, I told you, look at Cuomo and the governor of New York. They just did it in New York. They took out Cuomo on a Me Too. Cuomo didn't even go to trial. Think about Diddy don't got no bail. Cuomo didn't even get charged. Cuomo just bowed out. Cuomo said, okay, you can have it. You can have my governorship. Cuomo gave it up. They installed the female governor in New York. They took out Nixon. With Watergate. How many of you even understand Watergate? You know they got a Netflix special on Watergate right now. You know Watergate is not none of us were alive for Watergate. But we live in the LBJ America. LBJ was being blackmailed because LBJ was cross-dressing and sleeping with little boys. But they knew that when they put him in the vice presidency. So it had to be a plan all along to get LBJ in the Oval Office, but they had to get out Nixon. So you get this Watergate thing, and then when we learn about Watergate in 2025, it almost sounds like this when the media is saying that this is war plans. Then it almost sounds like Watergate, where they say, "Oh, Nixon was on the phone." And if Nixon was on the phone saying something that was so heinous, so criminal, and so bad, think about my knowledge. Think about Tampa Bong's knowledge. Can somebody in the chat tell me what Nixon said? I'll wait. We got LBJ because of Watergate. Nixon had to evacuate the office. What did Cuomo do? Do anybody know what Cuomo did? Did anybody know that you didn't vote for that lady in New York? That she got installed the same way they were about to install Kamala? Y'all said Kamala didn't vote. The DNC this not the first time they did that. Yes, they went straight through the DNC. They did the same thing with Hillary, with Donna Brazile when they was cheating on CNN. They cheated in a debate with Donna Brazile on CNN. They went right through the DNC. It wasn't the first time. They installed the governor of New York. They were going to install Kamala right underneath your nose. So why don't we ever talk about this office of the vice president? I don't think we've researched J.D. Vance, his billionaire friends. When I look at this, look at Joe Biden and Joe Biden becoming president. Everybody say that. People say Obama had a third term. Who really had a third term? Boom, 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 boom. Who really? Am I the first one to say this? Who really had a third term? What you hear when podcasters think they saying something smart and they think they cooking, that was Obama's third term. Who really was in the White House 3 terms? I'll wait. The chat is open. Hit the like button. We got 23 people, 10 like. Hit the like button. Who really physically, we've been talking about the proximity of the power. Who physically was in the White House for 3 terms? Can anybody put it in the chat? It's $1 million question, because what I keep hearing is that was Obama's 3rd term. But what I've never heard is who was physically in the White House for 3 terms. Crickets. Joe Biden. Joe Biden was in the White House for 3 terms. Joe Biden had the opportunity. Think about the power of the vice presidency. Joe Biden was poised. He already had this has never been discussed. I've never heard anyone discuss what we're about to discuss right now. Joe Biden had already debated Donald Trump. Joe Biden had refused to step down for running for president. Potentially, when they say Donald Trump is a king, Donald Trump is not going to leave office. Who refused to leave? Potentially, Joe Biden was looking at being in the Oval Office for 16 years and 4 terms. That was not the design. Why don't we have rules in the Constitution that say if you were vice president for 8 years, you can't be president for 8 years? Because that's 16 years. That is a king. That is a coup. Why don't we have a rule for that in the Constitution? And why has none of the CNN people ever said anything? Do you realize if they did not pull that coup with Kamala Harris, the goal was for Joe Biden, not only 80, 90 years old, but for Joe Biden to spend 16 years in the White House after being in the Congress for 50 years? What is going on here? Remember the Resolute desk? Joe Biden, remember school busing? Remember Scranton? Remember Scranton catching the bus and the train to Washington, D.C. from Scranton? He'd been in fucking Washington, D.C. 50 years. He was the vice president for 8 years, the president for 4 years, and he said, I'm not stepping down. Potentially he was going to be president for 4 more years. I've never heard anyone discuss this like this. 16 years in the White House. 16 years. How much influence? Do you remember how influential he was as a vice president? Do you remember how influential Joe Biden was as a vice president? You remember him telling Barack Obama this is a big fucking deal? The vice president. You know, YouTube don't like when you cuss. They won't market your video and everything. Do you remember, see the numbers going down? I'm going to say the F word again. Do you remember when Joe Biden told Barack Obama, this is a big fucking deal? Do you know how influential Joe Biden was in that presidency? So who really had 3 terms in the White House? Who really was the king? Shh. Don't tell anybody. Shh. It was a black president. We had a black Obama. Shh. We don't have any kings in America. Don't do that perfect. Don't shit on Barack Obama. Don't take that away from Barack Obama. Don't make people start thinking and using their head. So was Barack Obama in charge? Really in charge? Because everybody give Barack Obama a lot of credit. Hillary Clinton was there. They forced him to bring on Hillary Clinton. So Barack Obama, we talked about a 3-body problem. Barack Obama had Hillary Clinton and Biden. Hillary Clinton and Biden made the crime bill. Who really was running the show? The Clintons are mafia. You saw what they did in Haiti with the kids. So we know about the Clinton mafia. We know about the laptop. We know about their influence. So you got the Clinton mafia who you let in the house. So you let the Clinton mafia in the house with the Biden mafia, but we didn't know about the Biden mafia. Hunter Biden, Ukraine, all the things he did and the money and the similar to the Clintons. So there was a Biden cabal, a Clinton cabal, and there was a Kenyan with a white mother in the middle. I'm gonna be honest, I never thought about it like this. There's a Clinton mafia, extremely powerful. Whether you say good or bad, you debate. You debate it. There's a Clinton mafia, good or bad. We come to learn about the Biden mafia, the Biden crime family, working in globally, similar to the Clintons. And then, but the media, think about this. The media had us hyper-focused on Barack Obama. But Barack Obama didn't have no mafia. Clinton mafia, Biden crown family. And they told us that this was the Obama 3rd term. You know, if I was Obama, I might be pissed at that. If I was Obama, the way we just broke this shit down today, I would tell them to stop using my name. Because you motherfuckers know you've been running the show the whole time and you used me. You used me. You used my pretty face. And Biden had too much power. Clinton had too much power. And they've been in control of the DNC. And they've been trying to trick you and say Barack Obama is this great, powerful person. But we know about the Clinton network. And we've come to learn about the Biden pardoning all these people with the auto pin at the end. Why did Biden pardon the J6 committee? Biden, just to speak to my alleged, to my accusations, just to speak to it. But where's Barack Obama's cabal? The more you look at it, and the more you think about LBJ, the more you think about Nixon, the more you think about J.D. Vance, the more you think about the power of the vice president, the office of the vice president, and you see how the office of the vice president has been used throughout American history, because LBJ's presidency is extremely influential. We don't get to where we are without LBJ. LBJ signed the thing with Martin Luther King. It changed America. That's why I'm talking about this. LBJ, and then Nixon wasn't going to do it. So a lot happened under LBJ. A lot more stuff I can't get into right now because it's escaping me, but the LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson's presidency, and then he was blackmailed. I mean, if you listen to Ian Carroll and we talk about some of this Israeli Jew stuff, and when the Jews with AIPAC and a lot of this stuff that they talking about over there in Candace Owens and a lot of that stuff, that happened under LBJ. LBJ was being blackmailed by those same individuals who had Jeffrey Epstein. So you got Jeffrey Epstein in 2022, but you had LBJ back in the 1960s. So on the same shit, having the same parties. At the White, LBJ was having these parties with the little boys and dressing up like a woman in the White House. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day. So think about America, how America worked. So you knew LBJ was doing this type of stuff. Like heinous stuff he should be in jail for, but instead of putting LBJ in jail for doing the stuff he's doing, we go after Nixon. We go after Nixon in Watergate. To this day, none of us can articulate what Nixon did wrong in Watergate. Even Nixon said, just like this with Pete Hegseth, even Nixon said, okay, I talked about some stuff, but what I talked about, I'm the president, it wasn't illegal. And Nixon never went to jail because Nixon was right. It's like, y'all making this a big deal for no reason. It's almost like propaganda. What's really going on? What was really going on, and I think Nixon figured it out at the end, is y'all want me out. Y'all want me out. And this is why they don't play those tapes. You could play the Watergate tapes right now, but it's inconsequential. Like, you won't hear anything on the Watergate tapes that's going to make you say, ooh, Nixon said this and Nixon said that, or else you would hear it all the time, or else all of us would be able to quote something from the Watergate tapes. But we can't quote anything from the Watergate tapes because there was nothing on the Watergate tapes, which is why he didn't go to prison. All he had to do, like Governor Cuomo, is move out the way. Just move out the way, bro. We want LBJ. LBJ's about to input this shit. Same thing with Cuomo. Just move out the way. We ain't gonna even charge you. Like, they had several females on Cuomo, including underage. They had pictures of Cuomo hugging and kissing girls. Cuomo couldn't believe it. Governor of New York. He never got charged, though. Same thing like Diddy, though. Same thing like Diddy. The same type of lawyer accusations that got Diddy arrested and his house raided, they had on Governor Cuomo. But what they said to Governor Cuomo is, just bow out, bro. Just leave and let us put in this new female governor. It's Me Too. It's Believe All Women. But Cuomo was like, I just signed the legislation for you. I expanded the statute of limitations 20 years. I'm on your side. Why are you doing this to me? This is the thing. This office of the vice president is a very powerful thing. Like LBJ and Robert Kennedy, was it JFK? JFK little brother was the vice president, and then he became president, got murdered. This vice president, this office of the vice president, and now you got J.D. Vance. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this. I just had to talk about that real quick. And I never went off on that tangent. So I'm very happy you guys are here and able to see that and hear that and discuss that, because they say Barack Obama had 3 terms. But out of Barack Obama and Joe Biden, only one of them was in the White House for 3 terms, physically. And Joe Biden was in the White House for 3 terms, 12 years. And potentially, almost, we would have had a king. We would have had Joe Biden potentially in the White House making presidential decisions over the globe for 16 years. What happens when you do that is you have a resonance, a culture. This is what we're stuck in now. And for all of you guys wondering, like, why I got to deal with the trolls and why we have so much perverse media, right? And why things don't seem, why Americans are so anti-American toward America, why people have been trained socialists, why people don't care, why people wouldn't love the Gulf of America. Why would, as a proud American, how could you not want it to be the Gulf of America when Mexico don't have no, all of this stuff. Let's go back to the story. There was only one person in the White House 3 times, and that was Joe Biden. And he was about to be there 4 times for 16 years. The culture that we're living in now, I would argue more than Barack Obama, is more of a Biden-Hillary Clinton, a Biden-Clinton culture. That's, if you add in the Clinton years, 8 years of Clinton, think about it, because Hillary got back in the White House. If you add in 8 years of Clinton with 8 years of Obama, that's 16 years. And then they got Biden for 4 years. We talking about a dynasty, bro. And that never gets discussed because they want to distract you with Trump. They only let Trump have 4 years and they hit him with a pandemic. Trump only had really 2 years of being president. Trump hasn't had really, that's why I keep bringing it up there. We got to pray for him. We got to be vigilant. We can't be stupid and troll. He got 2 years last time and they hit him with a pandemic. But these motherfuckers done had over 16 years in power. And Trump got 2 years and they hit him with a pandemic. And we want to troll and argue in the chat. We shouldn't be trolling and arguing in the chat. We need to understand what I'm saying. We can't be making fun of intelligent people who giving you game.
Defence Secretary Hegseth agrees, saying he fully shares Vance's loathing of European freeloading. It's pathetic, he writes. The Democratic Party is seeking to gain currency from this crisis. Can allies trust the US with intelligence now?
Look, this breach shows the.
This the Indian. It's the Indian. Elizabeth Warren. Where your feathers at? This the Indian. I'm not Indian, right? I'm not Indian, but she Indian. I'm not Indian. No, I'm not Native. She Indian, right? She Indian. I'm not Indian. This the Indian. Hey, and the funniest shit is when Trump talked about her being Indian.
The risks that the Trump administration is running, both for the United States and for our allies around the world. That's why there must be accountability, and that means Hegseth should be fired, and there should be a full-scale criminal investigation.
The White House is trying to play
based on what?
The seriousness of this security.
Based on what?
Characterizing it as a minor transgression, but with lives at stake in a manned mission, it could have been so much worse.
Noosa yogurt.
So that's a couple of the tweets. It revealed a lot more. I think there's a lot more to discuss than focusing on, what they want us to focus on. I want to focus on this soft power and Pete and JD Vance having this level of discussion without the president behind the president's back. I think that's far more interesting than whether or not there were like attack plans that I haven't seen proven. Let's see if we can find
Coffee
somebody.
can be hard, but
Let's see if we can find somebody. We're coming up on 2 hours too.
Around his national security team as Democrats call for resignation.
The fallout from the use of a text messaging app to
any heads are going to roll. The controversy over the use of the text messaging app Signal has followed the Secretary of Defense all the way to Hawaii.
Nobody's texting more plans. I know exactly what I'm doing, exactly what we're directing.
But National Security Advisor Michael Waltz, who assembled the text group in the first place, struggled to explain how the editor of The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg, was added as a participant.
You got somebody else's number on someone else's contact, so of course I didn't see this loser in the group.
Did you participate in the group chat with Secretary of Defense and other Trump senior?
So now we get into it. He didn't have his number. He's using someone else's number. So this is real espionage. The person that should be under criminal investigation is the reporter. Why didn't he exit the chat? You should have known better. The reporter should have left the chat and notified authorities that I've accidentally been added to a secure chat.
Officials discussing the Yemen war plans.
Senator, I don't want to get into the specifics.
Ma'am, were you on? You're not going to be willing to address it?
At a Senate Intelligence Committee hearing yesterday, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard sparred with Democrats, saying the chat did not include classified information. But a number of Democrats have suggested resignations are in order.
If I had done this as a junior officer, I would have absolutely marched myself into my colonel's office and resigned on the spot.
President Trump, though, says he is standing behind his team, and he is not looking for resignations, saying his national security advisor shouldn't apologize.
No, I don't think he should apologize. I think he's doing his best.
Okay, now we saw that pretty
straight up, and I haven't seen nothing that said anything about war plans. I agree with Pete. They don't have nothing.
The Signal message app comes pre-installed on government devices. Ideally, these conversations occur in person. However, at times, fast-moving coordination of an unclassified nature is necessary, where in-person conversation is not an option.
Okay, that's what we reported earlier. Shout out to my brother DD. I will highlight that. Let me go back to that. I will highlight DD's comment earlier. Shout out to my people's DD. Here it is right here. Let's highlight this comment right here. I'm gonna pin that message. Signal was downloaded onto the government's server. And Tulsi Gabbard just said what I said earlier. I gave a background of me working at tech in Kaiser like over 10 years ago, where we had a VPN, where we had RAS tokens and things of that nature. And what I reported to you, just like Didi said, is that when I worked at Kaiser and I worked in a secure area, I talked to you about going through DOJ background check. So when you get there, I said, when you work on these secure sites, you're not getting, you're not using your cell phone. When I got to work on my first day, they gave me a cell phone, they gave me a laptop. Any discussion about company business or anything was done on that company cell phone, on that company laptop, and it was encrypted. I had to log in via RAS token VPN to communicate. And now what they told us is because of this level of security that our communications would be encrypted. When they got hired, most recently, meaning i.e. this came over from the previous administration, the Biden administration, when they got hired, no one has said that Trump installed Signal. No one has said that Trump bought the Signal app, renewed the Signal contract. No one has said the Trump administration had anything to do with Signal being the method of communication for our security services. No one has said that. It's our first time hearing Signal, right? So when these newly appointed Trump admins got their position, hey, you guys, happy first day. Here go your cell phone. Oh, also, we've uploaded an app like WhatsApp, like Instagram. It's what we use at the CIA to communicate. It's called Signal. So here's your CIA phone, and the app you use is called Signal.
app comes pre-installed on government devices. Ideally, these conversations occur in person. However, at times, fast-moving coordination of an unclassified nature is necessary.
National security.
The Signal Message app comes pre-installed on government devices. Ideally, these conversations occur in person. However, at times, fast-moving coordination of an unclassified nature is necessary where in-person conversation is not an option. The most important thing to the American people and to all of us is the success of this military operation against terrorists who have been and continue to attack American service members was extremely successful.
In the meantime, Trump says he will not.
Hey, John, I like that comment, John. I like that comment. How in the world, and if you a proud American, like it's so many, like just like Mike Waltz said, it's a lot of reporters in this town who be getting their bones off of stuff like this. Like to them, I don't think country comes first. To somebody like that, I don't think country and God comes first, right? They justify they anti-American actions, you know what I'm saying, with an evil white man or a magical Negro, right? Well, Trump is an evil white man, so that justifies me being anti-American and sneaking around in this group chat that I know I'm not supposed to be in, and then releasing what I saw. Imagine, hey, John, you or I would be in prison. If you did that, John, or if I did that, we would be under the jail, like Mama Shirley would say. We would be under the jail if we stayed in that group chat, and we would be bad Americans. We would be bad Americans, we would be bad citizens. If we stayed in that group chat knowing that I got into this group chat under a unassumed identity, meaning that they don't know me and they don't see my phone number, it's under a different phone number. Mike Wall said, no, I didn't know that clown was in the chat. He's not in the chat with his phone number. Did y'all hear that part? Mike said, no, I didn't know that clown was in the chat. He's not in the chat under his phone number or his name. It didn't show up as reporter so-and-so. It showed up as something else. That's espionage. I've been saying it all morning. That's espionage. Just like John said, because it was a trap. You think John just making that up? I think John is correct. That sounds like espionage to me. So wait a minute. You're in the chat, but you're not in the chat under your name. You're in the chat. It sounds like you the CIA. It sounds like you a fucking operative or you a fucking spy. You're spying on the fucking chat. And I would say that if we was in high school. If we was in high school, this motherfucker is out. You spying on the chat because you're not even you in the chat and you listening and you shouldn't be listening. And then you're going to spread the rumor around the whole school of what you heard on a private chat that you wasn't invited to. And we all are cool with that. We wouldn't be cool with it if we was in high school and we had a private group chat and somebody snuck in the group chat under an assumed name. Listen to the group chat of private messages, and the next day at school, spread rumors around the whole school based on what they read, which they may not even have the proper context. Remember, we've been talking about context. Based on what they've read, and they may not even have the proper context. How would you feel? I know how I would feel. I would feel like that person was the criminal. The person who secretly and unawarely came in the group chat, listened, and then spread everything they heard. Because if you were a friend, if you were a trusted member of the group chat, which is the designer of the group chat, you wouldn't do that. If you were a trusted American citizen, you wouldn't do that. Why would you spread something that the national security advisors are talking about? Why would you tell everybody, oh, they in here on the unsecured network? I don't think it's unsecured. Tulsi Gabbard just said that signal was given to them. Tulsi Gabbard just said signal is loaded onto there.
The Signal Message app comes pre-installed on government devices.
That's it. Just like me at Kaiser. You see that phone? When you work at government, You're gonna get a phone. Because how can we know that spies are not listening to you? So you can't use your personal phone. When you come work for the government, you get a government phone. Because we got spies. There is real espionage. So Signal is preloaded on the government device. Tulsi Gabbard just said
it. Ideally, these conversations occur in person. However, at times, fast-moving coordination of an unclassified nature is necessary, where in-person conversation is not an option.
This was the design. This is what they were trained to do, and this is what the app was purchased and created for this level of message. Now, what hasn't been answered is how did this reporter get into the chat, and why didn't he remove himself from the chat? And then why is not criminal that he is sharing what he heard and saw in the chat that he was not invited in? That is bananas. That is bananas. And then people are trying to put forth that Pete or somebody in the Trump administration is wrong for using a government device and a government provided app the way it was designed and trained to be added. What all of us should be concerned about is if this is a government secure phone and it's a government secure app, how did this reporter get in? How did this reporter get in? And then why did they stay in once they were in? And how and why is it legal that this reporter then now releases classified information? If it is classified information, if it's classified information, you should be in prison. You should straight up be in prison, because I don't understand how all these things get perverted. I really don't understand how all these things get perverted. Let's see what we got on Twitter with Pete. Let's see what we got on Twitter with Pete. What they talking about.
Standards. I want to now turn my attention to your classification standards. You're the Director of National Intelligence. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence classification guide says, quote, information providing indication or advance warning that the U.S. or its allies are preparing for an attack, end quote, is to be classified as top secret. Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
Director Gabbard, have the Houthis indicated an ability to shoot down American aircraft?
Yes.
They have in fact done so, haven't they?
Yes.
Including MQ-9 Reapers, haven't they?
That's correct.
And that was one of the systems used in the attack recently that's the subject of this discussion. Is it not?
Correct.
General Cruz, are you familiar with this system?
I'm not wearing my glasses at the moment, but
I'll help you out. This is an SA-3 anti-aircraft system.
correct.
Are you familiar with this next system?
I am.
What is it?
I'm going to have to ask you.
It's an SA-6.
I'm going to guess that
This is also an advanced anti-aircraft system, is it not?
it is. It was used widely in the Balkans in the 90s, correct?
And the Houthis also have this system, don't they?
They certainly do.
And they've employed it against our aircraft, have they not?
They have attempted to, correct.
This is so bad. It's so bad on so many levels. This is bad. This is so bad. This is an admiral director, and he don't even know what that is. You know, it's okay if me or you don't know what that is, but he needs to know what that is. When they show, look at his stars. Look at all the stars he got. Look at all the stars and bars he got. He got all the stars. Look, he got all them stars and bars. Look at this smirk. He's like, damn. Look at that face. He look like he ate all the cereal. Boy, did you drink all the milk? Did you drink all the milk? And you didn't leave no milk for your brother. He ate all the cereal. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. How you don't know? I don't know what it is, but you supposed to know. And you was around in the 90s with your old ass. God, dog.
I spent my life in service to this country. I deployed 3 times to combat in service to this nation. I learned in that time in service that responsibility is core to leadership. You accept responsibility when things go wrong. You admit mistakes. You set the standard from the very top. It is completely outrageous to me that administration officials come before us today with impunity. No acceptance of responsibility. Excuse after excuse after excuse. But we send our men and women downrange to do incredibly difficult, incredibly dangerous things on our behalf. And yet,
I can't listen to the propaganda. This is hella propaganda right here. This whole all this MSN, that's why. This is hella propaganda. Damn, man. We ain't looking for the propaganda, man. That was hella propaganda right there, man.
Or otherwise, would be fired on the spot for this type of conduct and criminally prosecuted for.
They want Pete to resign.
Ask you about the story we've been talking about throughout the show, which is this reporting by Jeffrey Goldberg about him being included on a signal chain with sensitive national security information, including war plans. What was your reaction to that story?
There's more propaganda.
I am outraged by this. This is, of all the things that we've been talking about, Medicaid, Social Security, Medicare, all the cuts that are affecting people's lives. We're talking now about our military. We're talking now about our national security has been compromised because they're using a texting app to share plans about how they're going to attack the Houthis abroad. If someone had been on that chain that hadn't been a patriotic American like Jeffrey Goldberg.
Jeffrey Goldberg is patriotic. He said Jeffrey Goldberg is a patriot. I can't make this up. This is why y'all troll. This is why y'all troll. I would troll too, guys. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. So the espionage spy is a patriotic American. Oh man, imagine the Democrats being in office right now. We be in bizarro land.
A patriotic American like
a patriotic American. A patriot. Y'all, hey, I'm not making it up, man. That's what he said, man. That's what he said, man.
That hadn't been a patriotic American like Jeffrey Goldberg. If someone who wanted to maybe get something out of it had been on that chain, it would have gone abroad. It would have been broadcast to other people. The Houthis would have known that our soldiers, our pilots were coming, and their lives would have been lost. So
that didn't happen. I mean, he still released it. So you said because he released it after the strike, it's okay, and he's patriotic for not leaving the chat and just telling everybody, hey, I'm in this super chat. I shouldn't be here. I don't know how I got here, but something is wrong. I'm a proud American. Someone needs to double check the security of this chat. I know you guys use Signal to do messages because it's installed on your phone, but maybe you should use something else because I was able to hack in. Like, why didn't he just do that? Why is it a Trump takedown? I don't get why it's got to be a Trump takedown. All right, you guys, I think we got the first text. I've been looking for this. All right, so we got the text messages, man. Somebody said free Diddy. Somebody said LBJ didn't go to prison. He was pardoned before charges could be brought. They all the same team. I agree with that. Sleepy Joe had 5 billionaire behind him. Orange Man got 14. All of them the same. I agree. They all the same. Praise our daddy Trump and our uncle Elon. I mean, I don't know who the Trump's funny how and erogenous. Don't give the enemy a convenient excuse. January 6th and now Signal Chat are examples of giving your ops unnecessary ammunition. That's right, man. That's what I said. Thank you for listening, Tampa Bong, man. If y'all, it's almost like y'all want the Democrats to win, man. When y'all do shit like this, it's like Trump barely got 2 years the first time. Trump has been able to do so much in the first 100 days. Let's look at it like this. Let's not look at it from our perspective. The people who love Trump, who want America to be great again, who want family, masculinity, believe in God and country. Let's not look at it from our perspective. Let's look at it from the perspective of people who want to remove God away from country. Remember, they tried at the DNC, they wanted to remove he and she out of the DNC platform. These people don't want you to talk about God during holiday. They change your Starbucks cup. You know what I'm saying? These people, like, there's some powerful juju out here. These people change your Starbucks cup, right? We don't even get to celebrate Christmas anymore. In an Anglo-Saxon Christian country, God and country synonymous. We can't even celebrate Christmas anymore. Holy days anymore, right? So these people are serious about it. They are opposed to God, Bible, religion, and they see country from a whole nother perspective. They want to disassociate that from country because they think as the Bible as sexist, genderist, and a threat to their lifestyle, right? So let's look at it from their perspective, right? People who are affront and hate Donald Trump, opposed to Donald Trump, scared of Donald Trump, scared of what he may do as it refers to Agenda 2025, which is really bringing God and country back together again. Do y'all know there are some people who are definitely afraid of God and country being brought together again? Part of making America great again is bringing God and country back together again, and then people are like, their lifestyle is a front to that. So if you look at the first 43 days from the perspective of those people, imagine how upset and afraid they possibly are about what it will look like over 4 years if Trump is so productive. If Trump is as productive as he's been in his first 100 days, I don't know. I think they would I think it may come to blows. I think these individuals, and they've already threatened us. If you look at TikTok, they on there crying, I want to do something. What do? We have to. So now you see them blowing up Teslas. You see them doing all this weird shit. I mean, this isn't the first 100 days. This is the level of violence. They want you to be distracted by a text message from the Signal app that they gave them, right? But let's talk about what's really going on in America. What's really going on in America is that Democrats and liberals are at this level of violence in the first 100 days. Can we talk about that? So can we project out after seeing what they did with BLM and all those protests and how many cities got destroyed? Can we project out what they might potentially be willing to do with a Trump presidency that is productive as it's been in the first 100 days? I don't know, man. I'm kind of worried, man. We at this level of violence. I don't even know who started the Tesla takedown. I'm not happy with Elon Musk. I've been talking to you about the proximity to power. I'm not happy with Elon Musk, but who started the Tesla takedown, and how did it get violent so fast? Straight up, why are we talking about violence in America? Domestic or terrorism? Who started the Tesla takedown? Jasmine Crockett. Or go watch my video from yesterday. And how and why did it get violent so fast? All I want for my birthday is Elon Musk to be hanging. Y'all remember what Jasmine Crockett said, what she wanted for her birthday? How did it start? How did we get here so fast? Donald Trump ain't even been in office 1 year. He been in office barely 100 days, and the Democrats are already blowing shit up. They're already doing a Tesla takedown. And none of us are talking about it. They want us to be worried about a text message over a secured device and a secured app. But what's really happening in your real life is that I live in Northern California, and I drove by a Tesla dealership over the weekend, and the whole street had traffic because it was a bunch of white people, because I live in a nice area, in front of the Tesla dealership, and they all in the street protesting Tesla. All white liberals. It's like this across, but in some places they burning up the Teslas. I don't think Elon and Doge been around 2 weeks and we already burning up Teslas. It ain't been 100 days. It's been 43 days and we already at violence. Y'all need to be worried. So I think I found some text. I think I found the text. Let me show these texts because I gotta go pick up my son. Oh, shit. I'm back. My neck and my back. All right. Team, it said at the top, you see Pete's name. It says Pete Hegseth, team update. Time now, 11:44 Eastern time. Weather is favorable, just confirmed with SETCOM. We are on go for mission launch. 121 5 ET. What is that? 12:15 Eastern time. F-18s launch. First strike package. Okay, so that's the time. Okay, so he's saying this is the time, but he's communicating over Signal, and he's communicating to people like Marco Rubio and JD Vance. Right? He's not just talking, and that's not like the journalist acts like he's talking to the journalist. He is making this thinking that he's on the government issue phone and a government secure app, and only the vice president and people like that is on here. So he's giving a heads up. The plans, the generals got the plans and all that shit. So, okay. So, what is that? 1345, trigger base, F-18 first strike. Window starts, target terrorist is at his known location, so should be on time. Also strike drones launch, MQ-9s, 1410 more, F-18s launch, second strike package, 1415, strike drones on target. This is when the first bombs will definitely drop, pending earlier trigger-based targets. And 1536, F-18 second strike starts. Also, first sea-based Tomahawks launched. More to follow per timeline. We are currently clean on OPSEC. Godspeed to our warriors. That is the text right there. So y'all tell me, we waited 2 hours and 22 minutes. Y'all let me know in the chat. Do y'all think this is top secret? Do you think this is war plans? Now, straight up, it says 12:15 Eastern time, F-18s launch first strike package. So if that message was on his personal cell phone to a friend who had potential to put that in the wrong hands, I could say, that would be questionable, because why are you sharing that on your personal device? They haven't said that. And why are you sharing it with someone who's not a secure receiver? They haven't said that either. What you should understand is that this is on a government device. It's on a secure app. And these messages are going to the vice president to give him a heads up of what we are doing as a country. I still need to know, why is that journalist on this timeline? Because Tulsi Gabbard said, in lieu of everybody being in person, the group chat is part of this new generation. I'm not a part of a lot of group chats. Think about this. This is something like gangsters, like we never did no group chat. Imagine a gangster group chat. We're going to go do a drive-by at... I think the youngsters got group chats too. But I mean, the YNs got group chats. I couldn't imagine putting together a skit on the group chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I seen the op, you know what I'm saying? Y'all meet me over here. And then everybody chime in on the crime. You know what I'm saying? We never had no group chats. We had cell phones, but we never had no group. I think that would just be police to me, man. Like anybody adding me to a group chat, I think you the police. Like I'm not doing no group chat, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, look, maybe we not talking about crime. Maybe we talking about the bitches. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we about to go get some bitches, man. And the wife, and then you might, somebody on the group chat could be your brother-in-law. And then he get a shit to your wife. You know what I'm saying? Like Kevin Hart, you know what I'm saying? And it's supposed to be a private. You might not have even wanted to go get no bitches, but you could just be with your partners and just be like, you know, having a good time, like on the group chat. Man, where the white bitches at? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's me. I'm on the chat. Where the white bitches at? So you on the chat talking about where the white women at, and your brother-in-law, somebody that added this boosie ass nigga to the chat, and he started showing the shit to the bitches. You know what I'm saying? Oh, perfect. Be on the chat talking about where the white bitches at. I told you shouldn't have married him. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful. I don't see the benefit of a group chat, but Tulsi Gabbard said this all came about because of the pandemic, the advent of Zoom, telehealth, signal secure apps like WhatsApp, alternate communication devices and apps. All because we communicated differently during the pandemic. You know, we went to telehealth, we went to teleeducation, you know what I'm saying? So there were all these different opportunities for app companies to create apps for like secure, like between teachers and students. You know, there's a portal for teachers and students to do your homework and email your teacher. Like most people are not going to have access to children's portals where they now communicate with their teachers electronically. That's one version of it. Telehealth, where I tell you about my credentials of working with Kaiser is about telehealth, right? And people now having doctor's appointments via cell phone, similar to us having this interaction. This is how a lot of doctor interactions are happening in 2025. It is a rare time when people physically are seeing doctors. They are rapidly moving you into a world where you no longer interact with human beings. I mean, seriously, nobody's interacting right now, but what was the last time you actually saw your doctor physically? Depending on what type of insurance you have, HMO, PPO, you know, you may have not seen your doctor in 2 years. You may be doing all your physicals, all your interaction may be telehealth, and that was condoned via the pandemic. So when people are suggesting it's like 19th century type of antiquated complaints when they talk about the Signal app. They're not understanding the world that we live in 2025. So the people complaining about this type of communication, do you realize that most Americans haven't seen their doctor physically in over a couple years? That most Americans now have been relegated to either a telephone encounter or you know, something like we're doing right now, like a Zoom interaction with their provider, and that's become commonplace unless you present at the emergency room. Unless you present at the emergency room, most people are not interacting physically with their provider anymore. They're over a secure network and they're not interacting in person. You know, my son, the kids still emailing the teachers, and it's not pandemic. So these things is the new way of doing business. And that's what Tulsi Gabbard and everybody said. When you get this government device, Signal is already loaded onto it. And the way you get trained is, we wish that everybody could be in the same room at the same time, but because everybody can't be in the same room at the same time, here's a government device, here's a government encrypted app. This is how you communicate with everybody. So what they are saying is, in lieu of being able to be in the same room with JD Vance, and JD Vance needs to know about when we're going to do this strike, I got to send it to him via the Signal app. That's what it breaks down to. Teresa Williams said, "Hey man, brother, I'm with you. What's going on with them Dems right now scares the hell out of me. And for my brother and sister, America, God be with us. God bless you. God be with us all. I agree. This ain't even the first 100 days. This ain't even the first 100 days. And already we have violence, high levels of violence. It's cause for concern. And the perverted way that the propaganda machine has you focus on the wrong thing. The propaganda machine has you not focused on the violent acts. The propaganda machine has you focused on the social issue that's prompting everybody to be violent. I told you there was this overweight dude ramming into a Tesla on the four-wheeler. Let me see if I can find that video. The AG said yesterday that anybody caught messing with a Tesla going to jail for 20 years. How do I say Tesla? I don't even know if it'll come up like that. I don't even know if it'll come up like that. Let's see. Oh, it came up. I can't believe it came up. Oh, man. Check this out, man. This crazy right here. This what we got already, to the point. Teresa, I don't know if you've seen this, Teresa. Check this out. No noise. Have y'all seen this? So let's read what it said. Let's read the caption. Man has been arrested after crashing into multiple Teslas with a small four-wheeler. That's what's going on. Now, I don't even know what would possess the guy to do it. I don't even know why is he that angry. What podcast is he listening to? What podcast is he listening to? Right? That make you want to go do that? I don't know. Like, what did Elon Musk do to you? You got a four-wheeler? You 400 pounds on the four-wheeler? You 400 pounds on a four-wheeler? You should be happy. Your life seems pretty good. You know what I'm saying? You doing pretty good in life, 400 pounds on a four-wheeler. You know what I'm saying? So, who you mad at? You mad at McDonald's? Who you mad at? The four-wheeler? I think you got a good thing going, man. I think people just be pushing it, man. People be pushing it, man. You know what I'm saying? What planet is he? That was a moon rover. That was the moon landing. That was the first black astronaut. That was the first. You see the afro? That was the first Negro astronaut to land on the moon. And that was a moon Martian rover. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Like, okay. So that's, I guess so. I don't know, but. Yeah, man. I don't know. And so number one, what did Elon do to him? What did Elon do to him? And what did the Tesla do to you? Okay, so you mad at Elon. Okay, I get it. I'm not happy with Elon right now either. But what did the car do? And not just him, to everybody who burning up the cars. Well, this is the problem with the intellect of Americans right now in 2025. Okay, you mad at Elon, you a Democrat, I got it. You know, you don't like Trump, but what did the car do to you? What did the car do to you? And how does burning up a Tesla hurt a billionaire? It don't hurt a billionaire, I promise you. So it's just the intellect, or the lack thereof. You know what I'm saying? The intellect or the lack thereof. You know what I mean? You know Trump. I hate Trump. I hate Elon. What we gonna do? I don't know. Unless oh my God! I'm gonna beat up the car. I'm gonna beat. Why did their brain go to that? Why did their brain go to hurt the car? Why did their brain go to hurt the car? And they get mad at us for making fun of the liberals and the Democrats. It's our fault. We mean people. We making fun of the liberals and the Democrats. Why did they go to hurt the car? Teresa said, get this, the dude probably don't even have medical insurance, and he probably trying to sue Ted. I know, okay, so we figured it out, Teresa. You figured it out. So what happened was he called an Uber. The Uber told him he couldn't fit in the car. So he got on the phone with it. That was the Uber driver. The Uber driver drove a Tesla, so he ran the Uber. It ain't even about Elon Musk. We got it all. We figured it out today. So it's not about you, Teresa. It's not about Elon Musk. He was too fat to fit in the Tesla. He went home and got his little brother four-wheeler and came back and ran that bitch. And that's what we just saw. And so he called an Uber. They told him he needed Uber XL. He didn't like that shit. He didn't like that shit at all. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. And so, oh man. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. And so it's not, so you gotta be careful with the videos, man. Sometimes, so okay, there's more. Here we go. So it said, this dude went around Texarkana today, ramming Teslas on a four-wheeler. He hit 4, maybe 6. Oh, they got him trying to get away. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, I'm glad. See, this is what happens when you stay and you support the channel, man. Thank you, everybody who stay, hit the like button, support the channel. You get to have this good entertainment, man, good fun, man. Oh, shit, let's see. So that's the first one. Let's see. Okay. We arrested 33-year-old. People gonna think I'm racist. I'm not racist. I'm a proud black man. I gotta say it. I gotta remind myself. Oh, shit. Oh, we arrested. Hey. Hey, do y'all remember Key and Peele? One of my favorite Key and Peele skits. One of my favorite Key and Peele is when they would be the football players, and they would talk, and they would say, "My name is Jamala Halakwala," because the black football players had some of the craziest, stupidest ghetto name. That was my favorite Key and Peele. He'd be like, "My name is Jamala Halabakakalaba." And now, hey, I know people got offended by Key and Peele, but that was hilarious. So let's listen to this boy name. Y'all gonna have me out. It's D. But I don't want to say it. Don't make me say it, bro. Why? I don't want to say it, man. Come on, can somebody put it in the chat? We arrested 33-year-old D-Mark. Okay, we halfway there. It's D. I was gonna say D-Mark, but there's a Q. God damn, I went through the phone. I'm gonna throw the phone. We're not gonna make it through that. I'm not gonna make it through it. I'm not gonna make it through the sentence. I'm not gonna make it. See, now if Tucker Carlson was doing this, I would get mad. I would call Tucker Carlson a racist. Tucker Carlson, I would call him a racist. But this is it's hilarious. It's so hilarious. Oh God. It's funny that he's 400 pounds. It's funny that he's on a four-wheeler. It's funny that his name has multiple syllables. Oh, okay. Y'all want to read the name? Come on, let's do it. They forced us. We didn't. The Democrats forced us. The Democrats forced us. We didn't want to do this. We didn't want to do this. We didn't want to do this. Okay. I'm gonna do it. The Democrats forced us. All right. We arrested 33-year-old DeMark Keon. Is that Keon with the Q? Q-E-Y. I think that's Key. Or is that, because I don't know how to pronounce Q-E-Y. So I'm going to say DeMark Keon. DeMark Keon Cox. DeMark Keon Cox. Queon. DeMark Queon Cox. DeMark Queon Cox. DeMark Queon. Live over. Live over. DeMark Queon. This day we done for the day. Happy hump day. Happy hump day, everybody. Happy hump day. We done. I'm not even gonna read it all. Who cares what the rest of it say? We done for the day. We done. Hey, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning it in. You know, I'm not. DeMark Queon. DeMark Queon, get your ass in the house, boy. DeMark Queon. Put that goddamn hot lick down. Put that sandwich down, DeMark Queon. Get your ass up and clean the room. DeMark Queon. DeMark Queon. I can't make it up. It sound made up. If you told me you made it up, we would laugh together and I would believe you that you made it up. DeMark Queon did it. DeMark Queon did it. He allegedly damaged multiple Tesla vehicles in separate incidents across I can't make this shit. Oh shit. All right, y'all. Salute. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Same bat time, same bat channel. I came in late today. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on time, man. I ain't going to do 1 p.m. no more, man. I'm going to do it at my normal 10 a.m., 10, 11 a.m. top of the morning, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man.